Welcome, travelers of the infinite cosmos, this season in style by Christmas base and nomad sky. Think twinkling lights, frosty landscapes, and a touch of interstellar holiday magic. Whether you're here for the build inspiration, the cozy vibes, or just to share in the festive spirit, you're in the right place. So grab your cocoa, buckle up your starship, and let's dive into the holiday wonder wedding tours on Sunday, December 7th, 2025 at 12 noon Central Time in the United States. And I'll be going through some time in early January. It really helps out my stream. And there's also a hype button, and it really helps little streamers like me get noticed and to grow. So I would really appreciate if you do that too. So also you'll be noticing I am trying out some new streaming software. So bear with me if I seem a little bit off. I'm not going to do a ton of talking because I need to get this winter base going. But if you have any questions or if you want to talk to me, I am here. Let's get this started. For those of you who are watching this stream live or after it's been recorded, and do a few on stream here, and then I'm going to finish the rest off stream. I'm not going to make everyone watch me doing 50 more of these. So, and then after that, I have a little bit more decorating on the inside of the snowflake. That's what this a snowflake. You know,
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
okay, so I thought I would walk you through how I do these diamonds. As you can see, oh, well, now you can't see. Let me get back out there. The first thing I have to do is when I do these diamonds, I always do them with an odd number. You can do it with an even number, but I find it to be a lot harder. So the first thing you do is you need to have a wire point in the middle of a square, if anyone ever needed to know how to do that. The smaller square on the inside with the wall. And then to make it really easy, I grab the light wall. Now, I've learned through so you see this black line right here? This is important that it looks like this. And when you first put down a light wall, or a light floor, excuse me, this is how the line will go. But if the line, or like if you were on, you got it wrong. I just find it with later. So now you put a wire from the middle up, and then you delete the base, you delete the wall. It's important. Do not delete the top. The wire will be deleted if you do. But this wire on the bottom, you get rid of. And so then what you do, the wall, because this is what it looks like. You put down the wall, and this is directions right. Put a wall on the side, and put a wall up here, but you're not going to the flooring up top, but you're not going to actually put the flooring, and you need to get it to make a wire, and sometimes my fingers just don't want to press the button right. Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, and then you go back to the center. Then what you can do is you delete this wall, or floor, I should say, excuse me, that floor. And now you can get rid of that. And then you take the small wall again and you place it on at the angle that you need it at, so that the corners are up and down rather than being on the sides. So the corners are at the top here rather than being over on the sides. So what you do is, to get the top angle perfect, you need however many floor pieces there are. In this case, there's one. So you do one set of this, the floor here to here. Now, if there were 3, you do that. So you'd have 1, 2, and 3. And then 5, 6, 5, 7, 9, you get that. But in this case, it is only 1, so I'm going to take it back down. And what you do is you take a floor, and you get the wire in the center, and you go down the center. And then because I am doing a bottom as well, you to do the same idea down here. And what I do is I leave that center one for now, so if anything goes wrong, I can fix it easier, usually. And sometimes oops, may have already, but we're going to try it out. So I'm going to take off all of these sides here. I use a small one, and you get the wire on the base of it and you go to the top. And then I do the exact same thing, and I go down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. To get the angle right, to make the connections a little easier. Okay, and you see I'm doing the wire again. Now the wire connections are really weird where they show where they're connected. You'll see at this bottom one, it doesn't actually connect to the bottom, but when you do it, it actually connects to the bottom, but the visual is very odd. So, now I've got all those in place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting it in a floor panel, and the reason I do that is I want to get the angle just right for putting the triangle in. Okay, where'd it go? There it is. Excuse me, guys. And to do the top one, you have to go kind of underneath to get it to show. And you see how you got that angle. It's looking good. And then you need to grab a little one to put at the bottom. And the reason why we do this is because you want to keep the angle going. And then when you come down here, you still have the angle, but then you can put the piece you want up on top here. So I'm gonna go grab that piece. And the reason why I'm choosing this like white color is I want it to look silver, because I want this to be like a gold and silver kind of snowflake on the outside. So I place that piece, and then I take this bottom piece off and this piece off. And what's really important too is I have the electrical wiring still in there, and it can be hard to tag. So you can very easily delete. I put another triangle up so that it preserves that angle. So if I do something wrong, I still don't have to redo it. So now we're going to go ahead and do the bottom side here. Get that angle nice. Now what can happen, now with these floors that I'm using, this side is actually backwards. But with like the stone flooring, you can't do it here. I'm not going to show how to do it. But if you're interested in how to, please reach out, and I would be happy to go with that with anyone who's interested. And then we put this on top, and then we put this one, and then I am going to grab that angle again just to make sure. And the reason why also I need to do that is because to go down, no, I don't have to, because I already did. I'll have to delete it to do the other side, and you'll see why in a second. And that's why I put the extra triangles on for now. So now we're going to do the idea. Grab the little floor. And then I want to be able to see there are these squares, like the piece, but I like to have them all going the same way. So like on the side, you see that all the triangles are, all those squares are going the same way, up and down. It's just, I think it's a cleaner look. It really doesn't matter. It's personal preference, but it's something that I've found really helps, is for just a really nice clean look. Okay, grabbing out there. I love it when your build camera decides to go crazy. The reason I'm not out there is two reasons. Blizzards. And there are planes flying around that really like to do it while I'm building this right now. Oops, that was not done. Okay, so I gotta try that again. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, nope, that's not right. I'm gonna have to go out there. Sometimes I just can't get my fingers to do it at the right timing. It's all about timing. Doing this, and sometimes I'll do it over and over and over. You'll see it on my screen. It'll just be like, nope, I'm not gonna work. I am not gonna work today, it says. And I'm like, no. Green in the middle of that green circle, it helps. There we go. But sometimes it doesn't matter. It's like, no, I'm not gonna work. I don't care what you want. That's what it says. Getting it to connect. Sometimes I try to get at a better angle. Is I get more of a better like face-on view of the angle I want it to go. Get an extra one and take it off. So we have half of this done. Now what I need to do is I need to first remove all the electrical wiring I've got in there. Let's see, electrical wiring. And then I got rid of that one already. And then I got one more down here. Yep. So all that's done. Now, to do the opposite part, I'm trying to make this make sense. This middle board that I have highlighted right now, it's glowing. You want to do it from the side that these are on. Because when you do the process I did in the beginning, and you'll see that this in a second, is when you do that process, what it'll do is bear with me, I'm trying to let it go, which is why I created these extra triangles so I can put it back in when I'm all done. So what I need to do is we're going to get rid of all of the wiring and start over. Become unhappy, and we don't want our wires to become unhappy. There's been many a time I've done stuff over and over and over again and not realize there was a wire there that was going to create the point in the middle of the square. And then what I do is I grab this sharp ball and I go into the center, and then, oops. Nope, I don't think that did that right. I love this view. Look at this. As the sun goes down. That's why I picked the spot, by the way. Pick this exact spot. What I usually do when I pick a spot is I wait for the sunsets and sunrises. I want to just use like the most beautiful views. Like in this case, there isn't any planets that you can see that I'm seeing, at least. I'm looking around now. I have another build that I'm working on that I'm not ready to showcase yet. That you can see all the other planets in the system. It's just like I always try to pick a spot on a planet that just... And if you're not picky, it doesn't really matter. Okay, back to this. There we go. And you can tell there's this middle line here that I always kind of line that up with. And then go back up here. That. Okay, we're okay though. I'm just gonna put this one down. Okay, so now the next step. And if I'm worried, like right now, I'm feeling like I am going to accidentally delete one of these. I put two down. So And I'm going to go in, and you can actually even use one of these small ones. I'm going to use that. No, that is definitely not right. I am pretty certain I'm going to go back over onto, which is the one I like to use normally, and I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Yeah, you can tell that sucker is angled. So I did not know. Well, I've noticed that with this last couple of updates, I think it was with the Corvette one, honestly. When you try to get the wire, sometimes it puts it wherever your cursor is. So, like, if your cursor isn't exactly, not the cursor, but that pointer, it'll put it in, like, really weird spots. And I'm not sure why. No, I didn't do good on that. So try to go back to center there. Yep, there we go. Try it again. And then I'm going to go. Yep, it didn't want to cooperate. Put this in the center, and hopefully it likes me this time. Yes, these parts have emotions, and they will be like, no, I am not going to cooperate. Okay, let's try that again. Nope, still wrong. Something is not right here. What is wrong? Because it should not be. It's Let me put these off, so I'm going to try it again. These again. And this sometimes just happens. Okay, so we're going to try it again. Actually, put it this way. Maybe that's my issue. Put it down here this time. And then I'm going to go. Well, that's a really good. Okay, so I need to come down here. Wait, we're going to go over here. Just change mine to the center. Get rid of you. Now we're going to try to get that center little one in there again. See how it looks. Ah, there it is. I don't know why it's not like the angle or one of these were off a little bit, but we are good. So now we are good. And again, you see how that black line is right where I want it. And then we do the wire to the center, and then we can delete the back and the bottom. And I'm going to delete that side. Okay. And then what we do is we go ahead and we're going to grab this little one. And you see how it, even though I'm looking this way, put the opposite way, which is, so what I'm going to do is put this back in the center. Well, no, not yet. So then I go. Okay, so if I get this, there we go. Create the angle. And now we can go ahead and get, oopsie, see, that's why I have extra ones. Okay, I should probably do it. Another extra back down here. Okay, so that's the one I wanted to duplicate. So do there, there, down to the middle, and you can tell you have it right because it's up at this. Cooperate with me. Angles are hard, especially when it goes to that building. Okay, and then there we go. And then I'm gonna go. There we go. Up to there. View. And then. Oh, I just deleted the wire, but that's okay. Okay, I am going to put this in the center and get rid of everything on the sides. And also I'm going to mention, I've mentioned this before because I've been talking, but I'm trying out a new stream design and seeing how it works. So I'll do a poll, I think, later to see if you guys like it, if you think it's interesting. So this side is going to be mine. Okay, so here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And delete view. Because it's just not going to give me the angle I want. Okay. There we go. Oops, nope, that's not the way I want it to go. Glad I stopped myself there. And actually, I'm going to take a second to save this progress. If I make a really bad boo-boo anywhere, I can go back to this point, which is a little further than half done. Okay, so now we gotta do this side actually. Oops. Okay, up to the top. And then get down to the bottom. And then over here. Oops. That's not what I want. Down to the bottom. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, now they got all the straight where I want them to go. So they're all the way on the sides here. And then I'm going to do the top. There we go. Oops. Just does not want to cooperate with me right now. So I hit it for a second. There we go. Then take these off. These off. And this side. And take these extras off. There we go. Makes it a lot easier with the bigger bird. Okay, so then we take this. Start at the bottom because that is first. Another reason I'm inside is not just the blizzards, but is a lot easier to see from inside. I just realized I did that at the angle. So I am going to copy it. But nope, that's also wrong. Come on, there we go. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete that and the lens. And then since I'll go at the bottom. And then so place this on, oops, on here. All I can say is the more strings that you put on, the more snap points there are, and the harder this can get. Now I'm going to do the worst one first, which that angle wasn't too bad. And do this down here, and then do top with an extra one. I'll explain that later. Get rid of that. Top. And get this one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out that wire. Very careful here. Take that off. What I'm gonna do is I want to take out all these innards. And then reconnect this onto our diamond. Now that took me about 30 to 40 minutes, so it's going to take me a good 10 hours to finish. But I am going to go ahead and get that done. So, again, just a reminder, space tours this coming Sunday at 12 noon Central Time in the United States. And so, I hope that anyone who wants to come and participate can. Otherwise, I'm just going to go around and look at things and stream things. Right, that's where we're going to leave the base for now. Half-built, dreams, crooked hallways, and all. And in some cases, crooked wiring. Thanks for hanging out, tossing out ideas, and helping shape this magical world with me. We'll pick up the hammer again soon. Until then, keep building strange, stay curious, and remember, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.